Hey everybody, good afternoon. I think it's afternoon right now, but wherever you are, however you are, and whenever you happen to encounter this video, I want to say hello and welcome everyone back to the Ki-munnity. We're here once again. This is episode 3 of our February series, as it is February the 3rd. Happy Saturday, everyone. Obviously, I want to, continue to send grace to everybody. If you had to work today, if you had to leave your home to work, goodness, I want to start with you first. And if you didn't have to leave your home to work, I have not forgotten about you. But I want to make sure that all of you know, I completely respect y'all making y'all money. For a lot of us, Saturdays are no longer for rest, and I totally get it. So if that's you, shout out to you and how much grace, you have to keep going. But either way, we're here now, and every experience has brought us to this moment. And for that, I am so grateful because it truly is a gift. So welcome back. Welcome back. I want to remind everybody, kindness is key and respect is the minimum. And also, too, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and also leave comments. Obviously, put your kindness in the comments as well. But also, too, if you happen to have suggestions, I'm open to those things as well. Tell me what you love. Tell me what you like. Tell me what I can continue to do better, especially as a growing artist. So with that said, February 3rd, this is our third discussion Ki-munnity space. So I'm very excited to open this up, and naturally, let's get to it. So you already know I have my yellow vase. Say hello to the vase. All right. And I'm gonna pick inside. And the question for February 3rd is, what is the happiest that I have ever felt? Describe, I guess, the happiest that I have ever felt. Okay, so in answering this question, honestly, the happiest I have ever felt, and this is like a crazy old memory. So I have two, honestly. My first one is riding roller coasters. The happiest I ever feel is riding roller coasters. Specifically, though, there are several memories that I have of riding roller coasters at a very young age because my mom was, a newly divorced single parent, and she really made it happen. But one thing that I always remember is that she always made time for vacation. My single parents, I'm looking at you. She always made time for a vacation. And I always respected that about her because we saw how hard she was willing to work. And we knew that us having fun was, to her, the natural cause and effect. Yes, my mom's a Capricorn. So, heavy on the logic, heavy on the cause and effect, heavy on get up and go to work if you want a vacation. And she was willing to do both. And I always respected that about her. But anyway, we had a lot of vacations, and a lot of those things involved getting up and doing stuff. And getting up and doing stuff meant let's go and ride roller coasters. So my first experience was going to Disney World, and then we graduated to the, the more and more, death-defying, I guess, or the more and more thrilling roller coasters as we got older. So I guess I went to Disney World when I was 5. And this particular memory is when I was 8. We went to this place in Georgia called Wild Adventures. If you know about Wild Adventures, you have earned your spot in the Ki-munnity, whether I know you or not, whether you've been watching or not, because Wild Adventures in Georgia is that girl. So we always went to Wild Adventures. We went there commonly when I was a child. And this particular time, we went with my childhood friend, Ayana, and we went with her and her sisters and her family. Because we're like cousin, not cousin type thing. So, you know, and I'm very, you know, it's Black History Month. If you know, you know. You know, so Yana is my close childhood friend. That's my cousin. That's my girl. So this was a crazy memory. We rode this ride called Boomerang. Hey, Eddie Murphy. We rode this ride called Boomerang. What's up, Robin Givens? Hey, how y'all doing? Miss Sunshine, I don't remember your name right now, but I know exactly who you are. So look, we rode this ride called Boomerang, and it was one of my favorite rides at Wild Adventures. This ride called Boomerang and this ride called Hangman. We rode this ride called Boomerang. Me and Ayana rode together, and I remember it was like so funny because we both wanted to ride, but we were like wanting to ride by ourselves. So we were like, yeah, no, we gonna ride together. And you know, obviously we're in the car, and it's 2 seats to a car, so we're there. And you know, we're small. I think at the time I was maybe anywhere between 6 to 8, like, you know, so the thrills were early on in life, you know. So we're getting ready to ride the ride, and Boomerang, obviously, like the name of the ride, it describes a boomerang where it flies out and then it comes right back. So that was the overall gist of the ride, and it was so fun. As you can see, I dated that to be maybe like 6 to 8 years old, and I'm 26 now. So as you can see, not even 20 years is long enough for me to forget that moment. I felt so much joy. I felt so much joy to the point to where I remember and recount those kinds of experiences, especially with roller coasters, because to this day, riding roller coasters is one of my favorite hobbies. It's one of my favorite things to do for fun. So that definitely is one of the happiest times that I've ever felt. The second one, and I'm going to keep this brief, but the second one is when my dad used to pick myself and my brother and my sister up from school on Fridays. I don't know what it was about Fridays, but there was this air, and it was like everybody knew that it was going to be time to have fun because it was the weekend. And this was, like I said, when I first started this video, this was at the time where Saturdays were actually a day of fun for a lot of people, you know, and please still make some fun, but also too, you know, it was good, you know, that my dad didn't have to go to work because he, like my mom, worked a lot growing up. So I always appreciated the moments when I could have them. And on Fridays, I got my dad. And he used to pick us up from school. And me and my brother went to the same elementary school. But my sister went to another one. And he used to pick her up as well. And we used to look forward to, you know, her getting picked up. We really, really loved it. And my sister always had so much energy. She always had so much energy. And she used to always want to just run up and hug me. And like, she was always so strong. Like, and I always remembered that. We used to get in the car, and my dad used to play rap music. And she used to be like, Kiki, she said, Kiki, Kiara, let's clap our hands. Let's clap our hands to the song. And we used to clap our hands to the song, and we enjoyed each other. And it was so wholesome. It was so wholesome, and I never forgot those moments. So those are the happiest times. Those are the times in my life where I have felt the happiest. But when have you felt the happiest? Let's now extend this to the community. Let's open this up for discussion. When have you felt the happiest? Do you like roller coasters? Do you like, you know, do you have, you know, friends or family or people that, you know, you intentionally, you call them up and ask them, well, are you going to such and such? Because I was kind of on the fence, but now that I know you going, I know it's going to be a good time. Do you have those people? Do you have those moments or those circumstances? Okay. You know how I am, making sure my lips still cute. But do you have those circumstances in life where even in the middle of them, you're like, you look around and you say, I'm going to always remember this moment. I'm going to always remember how joyful I was in this moment. Let us know. If you do, let us know. If you don't, open up the comments, read them, and allow it to be an opportunity to breathe in that air of encouragement and knowing that this is a community for you. And if you never have had that moment, this is an opportunity to connect with those who may be able to share that moment with you in the future. Again, we're building community, and I'm very excited to be a part of the people who want to do that. So if you want to do it, let's do it. But that's all for today. This is the longest video that I have done so far. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because you guys got to see me today, and you've been getting to see a lot of me, and that's going to continue. And I'm excited for it to continue. So it's February 3rd. Shout out to Georgia Smith. Miss Smith, shout out to you and your song, February 3rd. And let's consider the ways that we're going to lose ourselves for a greater cause. Why don't you lose yourself for your community? Why don't you lose your ego for your community? Why don't you lose yourself for them kids that, are staring at you in the grocery store, and you could say what's up, but you kind of don't want to because why them kids staring at me? Why don't you lose yourself for somebody who sees your capacity to be kind and to extend humanity? Why don't you lose yourself and indulge yourself in an opportunity to extend that type of humanity to another human being? Why don't we lose ourselves? Why don't we lose ourselves? So shout out to Miss Smith. Shout out to Water Ventures. I will see you again. Shout out to, Boomerang and, the producers, the creators and the directors and the actors and actresses that made that art possible. Shout out to everyone who makes art possible. And thank you. And always be you. See you soon.